bring the foul. They bring the headline, I bring the trial. They've been running your city for 30 long years. Still broken, still burning, but somehow with a fear. God first, flag high. Truth don't run, truth don't hide. Unfiltered logic, say it with my chest. I keep receipts, I don't guess. Red, white, blue, I stand on that faith in my soul. Facts in my hand, they can spin, they can lie, but they can't stop truth when it's live. Unfiltered logic, yeah, I keep the receipts. Unfiltered logic, come and talk facts with me. Now here's the diss, they don't want on the radio, the liberal playbook, let me run you through scenario. Call you racist if you question, call you Uncle Tom if you straight, call you dangerous and hateful if you just want to bait. They weaponize your feelings like a political tool, keep you angry, keep you marching, keep you playing the fool. Throw a hashtag on the problem, throw a slogan on the pain, then go back to their fundraisers in the private jet lane. They say they love the poor, while they price out the block. Say they stand for the people while the people stay locked. Say they fight for the children in their press conference suits, then defund the police in your neighborhood. There's your truth. I don't say this out of hatred, I say this because I check.
What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Unfiltered Logic. If you've been here before, do me a favor, drop a 1 in the chat. If you're new, do me a favor and drop a 2, and let me know what state you guys are in. So today we're going to be talking about the situation that happened out in New York, in Manhattan. There was a recent bomb or explosive incendiary device, whatever you want to call it at this point. The media said so many different things. We're going to get into it. We're going to figure out what the facts are, what actually happened, and apparently some new information came out. So we're going to get into that too. And I want to hear you guys' thoughts as well and what you guys think about this. I'm starting to think that this is getting way too out of control with this rhetoric towards ICE. It's just getting crazy, man, to the point where we're having terrorist attacks left and right every day, it seems like. Seems like every week we're having something, man, whether it's a assassination attempt or like this attempted bombing situation.
It definitely is.
And it's sad to see, but either way, hopefully we can get things together again. We got to talk about it. We got to bring it up. We got to be mentioning it, having real conversations about this, because this is a crisis in our country, and we got to fix it. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up the video of, let's see. First, I'm going to wait for you guys. Let me know where you guys are at in the chat. If you guys are new, do me a favor and drop a 2 in the chat. If you guys, and let me know where you live, what state. If you're been here before, you came back, like Scotty Bix here. Appreciate you coming back, Scotty Bix. He dropped a 1 in the chat because he's been here before. So I appreciate all the people coming back. Appreciate all the newcomers. Got Danny Nicole here. Hey, Danny, how's it going? Y'all go follow Danny too. She's a great content creator as well. Let's see. All right, I'm going to pull up the original report first, and then we'll pull up the newer stuff that I just seen come out, or at least original, what I seen at first. So this from Fox. I was going to pull up CNN first or CBS, but I just don't want to hear the fake news. Not right now, not for this situation. Scotty Bix, yes, sir. Shout out to you. I appreciate everybody coming back. 1, Montana. Okay. Well, welcome in, Montana. Miss Sherry. Maggie Kim, a 1 in the chat, because she's been here before. Speaking of which, if you guys know Kim, check her out. She has some really good hot sauce. I'm still waiting on I'm about to get ready to order me some for my girl. So you guys go ahead and check it out.
Boy, homemade hot sauce, man.
Man, and she got all different flavors too, bro. It's not just like Tabasco, like where it's just hot. Like she got different flavors, different mixtures and stuff. I was checking it out earlier. It looks like some good stuff. I don't even like hot sauce, but I'm like, man, I just might even try it.
I'm on mango habanero right now. That's what I'm really.
I think she has something like that. Yeah, I'll send you over the link to it or the image over that she sent me earlier later on. What's up, Fred? How's it going, Fred? Robert Powell, hello, American. Hello, proud American. Johnny Parker. Oh, Mending Dong is already making excuses. Yeah, I don't doubt it, Johnny. I genuinely don't. I haven't seen that yet, but since you said it, I'll definitely pull up a video while we're on there for it.
Everybody said give them a year, at most like a year, to see if those policies work, and
it won't.
No,
it won't. None of it will work. I mean, in a year, they're gonna have a destroyed city, which is currently the biggest city in America. So that'll be unfortunate. Danny said, yes, get it, Kim McGrath hot sauce, or get Kim McGrath's hot sauce. Yeah, I hear some good stuff. Yeah, she said, love you. Thanks, Josh. You know, we love you too, Kim. She does have mango habanero. There you go. She got it for you on deck.
Boom.
Back to the basics, my boy. Yo, get it? Yes, sir. We about to get right into it, y'all. All right. Now that we got everybody in here, we got the chat rolling.
Yeah, I just
Let's see what's going on.
Throwing shares and stuff out, group sharing and stuff.
Most definitely.
Here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
On live now from Fox, it is.
So I made a new one earlier. Robert Powell, you make me proud to be American again. You know what, Robert Powell? It's people like you guys who come in and comment that make me proud again. You know, I mean, I've already been proud, but it makes me even more proud to see that there's other people out there that are like me who are genuinely proud to be an American, proud to have, you know, got the opportunity to be in this country. My father served for this country. My brother served for this country. My mother served for this country. You know, I grew up in an all veteran family. So I love to see other patriots out there who genuinely love our country, man. So God bless you, Robert.
And I just simply believe in the idea of America. Like, I know sometimes it doesn't live up to the ideals that we would like it to, but the fact that there's that idea of America, that you could aspire to be something greater than you are and work for it, build what you want, the independence of it all.
Right.
I
agree.
Those ideals, I can't get away from that. That's I feel it. I feel that deep in me.
There's nothing better. No place I'd rather be. Oh, speaking of no place I'd rather be, speaking about America's being a great place and the best place on earth, what you guys think about that song I just wrote, the new one that I just had right before the Unfiltered song? Let me know in the comments what you guys thought about that. I just came out with that one. It was my first time airing it, so let me know how you guys like that one. Suzanne says, agree, proud to be American. U.S. Well, Suzanne, I'm glad to have you in here. I'd love to have some proud patriots in the chat with us. It's always a better conversation when we're like-minded. So now that we done got warmed up a little bit, we done talk. Feel free to still join the conversation and comment. But I'm gonna go ahead and start this video. Let's get into this a little bit. This is the morning report that I seen this morning whenever I first heard about the news.
Welcome back here on Live Now from Fox. It is 10:37 on the East Coast and 7:37 on the West Coast. My name is Josh Breslow, and we can now see that we have an aerial view on the top right of your screen from this explosion of a, quote, incendiary device set off outside of a federal building there in New York City that houses the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Office. Not sure on a lot of the details just yet, but you can also see on the bottom right-hand side of your screen, that is a traffic camera that's just a short distance away, as essentially this area is all taped off by officers, and there are a lot of police cruisers in that area. Going to pop this up full to give you a look at the scene itself. Again, they are zoomed in. This aerial look from Fox 5 New York, again, flying overhead with Skyfox as many of the officers are gathered together. Now, essentially, what we know at this point is coming in from Fox News and Bill Maluzhin, as he says, quote, this morning, an individual deployed an incendiary device outside of 26 Federal Plaza The individual has been taken into custody, and the FBI New York Joint Terrorism Task Force is investigating the incident, end quote. That is essentially at this point the statement that Bill is getting from officials with the FBI. Take a look at his post right here. The NYPD also telling him that there was a, quote, found firearm in relation to the event, but they could not confirm if it was found on the suspect. So as I mentioned, an incendiary device that was deployed outside of 26 Federal Plaza, but not a lot of information about who has been taken into custody. We don't know.
Okay, so this was this morning. And even like from it being so early, you would expect there to be more information out than what they had. Even saying that there was a firearm that could have been related, but they're not sure if it was actually, on the person who they believe did it. Different things like that just incendiary device. Why don't you say what it actually is?
Right.
It's things like that makes me wonder, what is it that why don't they give the real news up front? Like, why are they sugarcoating it, hiding it behind everything else? And bro, just imagine, Des, imagine you're a police officer in New York City, bro. Imagine you wake up to a phone call and they're like, incendiary device just went off at the FBI office, at the immigration federal office down in Manhattan. Like, imagine that, man. That's insane.
I'm gonna be there.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, just you think about everything you got to deal with being in New York right now, bro. Like, you already have Mandani. Like, you got to deal with Mandani's rules. And
I'll be there. I don't know. No time frame, just I'll be there.
At some point. I'll get there at some point.
Last time I showed up on scene, Twin Towers fell on me like a
man. I tell you, that's exactly what it is, man. And like, and even then, there's been so many things. I think there was even that one dude who, what was it in New York? That dude with the fireworks in his Tesla, and he drove a vehicle up and lit the fireworks or attempted to, and then killed himself.
Yeah, I think I heard something.
Yeah. I want to say that was in New York too. Like, you have this type of stuff with these lunatic liberals going on over and over and over and over, and it's disheartening, man. It's sad to see that you have a city that's so far left that it affects their own citizens to this extent, where they don't know what's going to happen on an everyday basis. It's like watching a fucking Spider-Man movie, bro.
It's the coastal cities.
Yeah.
West Coast and the East Coast. I mean, that's not coincidence.
Yeah. And it's all just bullshit. The West Coast and the East Coast, full of shit. Let me catch up on some of these real quick, and then we're going to continue this.
Comments in there.
Maggie Kim said, "You wrote that? OMG, I love it. I appreciate that, Kim. I wrote it throughout this week, so I was hoping that it would be a good one. I appreciate the feedback. I'm glad that you like it, because I'm going to start putting it on before the show a little bit. Alternate, kind of alternating it with the other Unfiltered song, and then that one as well. Sherry said, proud to be American. I'm proud to have you, Patriot. Dominic Brown, my boy Dom. He said their logic is filtered, bro. No, I agree. The news is not logic, is always filtered. That's why we keep it unfiltered and logical over here. Anna Montoya. There's a personal video. He throws gas and literally, I think he meant light it with a firework. Yes, he had a gun on him, a machete too, and this guy fired shots. Yeah, I seen the newer video that came out. We were gonna get into all that. Don't even worry, Anna. We're gonna get into all of it. You know how we do it over here. Anna is a reoccurring viewer as well. She always comes into the live stream. She knows how we get down. We're gonna get into all of that. What'd you say, Des?
I said she's informed too.
Yeah, she is. She definitely is informed. She keeps us on keeps us sharp with the facts coming through. Jim Curley has a video of it happening. Yeah, hey, if you have the video on hand, shoot it to my DM on Facebook, so it'll be a little bit easier for me to pull up, and I'll pull it up here in a second. Kim, I'm so glad I left New York. Yeah. I was joking in the group chat the other day. I was like, yeah, I'm going to move to New York during the summer, man. It's too damn hot. And everybody in the group chat let me know quickly, hell no, don't even joke like that.
They gonna fuck around be under an AC restriction like the UK.
Man, something. They gonna run out of money eventually. They're gonna have a fuel restriction. You can only pump gas on Tuesdays if your name starts with a N through a Z. And if your name starts through an A to an M, you can only pump your gas on Fridays.
New York is one of the first cities to do that whenever they do implement those programs in.
Oh, it definitely will be. New York and California, most definitely. Right Wing K, salute to the gang. Hey, gang. What's up with it? By the way, Right Wing K is another great conservative content creator. You guys go check her out too. We got a couple of them in here today.
Her group blowing up.
Robert Powell. It's another Democrat. It's always another Democrat. They said he was a former soldier too, like a former, I want to say U.S. Army. He was a veteran. So that's what's crazy to me, that he was a veteran and did these things. That's how you know that the rhetoric gets to so crazy extent to where even veterans are feeling that they're doing a service to themselves or to the country to do things like this. Well, because they're taught to hate ICE. They're taught to hate Donald Trump so much that they genuinely believe that what they're doing is the right thing. Or at least maybe that's what I would think that they were doing. Maybe he just has some loose screws. Maybe it's a combination of both, right?
I wasn't getting his benefits.
Nah, you getting them benefits, some VA, unless you got some. Hey, they don't play with the VA. Them VA gonna get you good. Matt Hayes, what's up? What's up, Matt Hayes? That's another one, y'all. Another great creator right there. Y'all go check him out too. He makes some great conservative content. But hey, look, if you really want to piss off some liberals, go ahead and go follow all of them. Because you're gonna see a lot of piss off liberals as soon as you get into any of their comment sections. Joe Silva, we already had an even here. We already had an event here in California, I think is what he's saying.
It looked like to me.
Yeah. What happened out in California? You mean something happened today, Joe? Let me know. Maggie Kim said, hey, Matt, AK, see, all the members in here, y'all. Everybody, real quick, if you're in the chat, do me a favor. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that share button. If you're not following or subscribe, go ahead and follow and subscribe. And let's continue into this video, y'all.
Anything, age, gender, any of that, all we're hearing is, quote unquote, an individual. Now, it's also not clear if we're talking a big explosion, if we're talking more like fireworks. That's all kind of up in the air at this point. What we're going to do is continue to follow this with the help of Fox News, as well as Fox 5 New York flying overhead at the federal building. We also looked up the address there where police responded to.
Why do they keep telling us that they're flying overhead? They said that like 4 times. Like, why is that an important detail to them? And do they have no context, so they just have to keep repeating themselves because they don't have any information?
They let you know they're on scene and they got it covered.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. With the information that came out for the first 6 hours, it didn't seem like it. You know, they didn't start coming out with new information until like 3 hours ago.
You look at the audience that they're catering to. They're not catering to people like you and me who ask questions.
yeah, that's true. Even Fox, you know what I mean? Because this is Fox News, and they're not. Like you said, they're not catering to people who ask questions. They expect you to lean on one side or the other and just believe. Right. They don't expect you to think. They don't expect you to evaluate, pay attention to what's going on. And it's sad that the news has gotten to this point because it was supposed to be the way that you found things out. Now it's becoming more of social media. People trust their favorite content creator more than they would ever trust anybody on the news. And that's the reason why, you know, that's just the truth, you know, for real.
That is 26 federal.
You see that?
What's that?
For Raquel, Frank Raquel.
Raquel.
Yeah.
When you need to hit that, when you need to hit a word limit requirement. That's a fact. How's it going, Raquel? How you been? Back to the basics. Liberals definitely hate us. I'm okay with it. Yeah, you know, we love it. Honestly, I love when liberals hate me. I wish they would hate me more and get me paid even more with the comments. I wish they would just hate comments all day, every day on my page, genuinely. Not us, liberals love us. Yeah, liberals love you. Let me know where they love you at. Maggie Kim, I'm not sure, but I can only see my comments. Yeah, Maggie Kim, it's only because you're on YouTube. So most of my comments are on Facebook because that's where my audience is most prominent. So if you join over to Facebook, you'll be able to see them. But if you stay on YouTube, unless more people get on YouTube and start commenting, that's why you can't see them. But if you look on the screen, they are showing on the screen, so you should be able to see it, at least on the bottom right side of the screen. Explosion. I thought it was a fire. Yeah, when I made the thumbnail and everything like that in the title, they at the time they were saying it was an explosion. So they said multiple different things. They said it was an explosion. They said it was a bomb. They said it was fireworks. They said it was an incinerator device. They said it was just a fire. They said like literally 5 things within 3 hours. So I just went with the first thing that I heard because that was when I heard it. I knew that I was going to make this live stream this morning. So I just went with that, plugged it in, and then, we're going to actually pay attention to all the details today. We're going to go through each one. So this is the first story that I heard from this morning, and then we're going to go later on to the story of, the updated information, because they even found out who this guy is, and I believe they ID'd him and released that information. Mm-hmm. You know what? You had me say her name wrong too when you said Raquel. Raquel. I think it was Raquel. I just realized that. Danny, yes. Well, that's all I have to say. That's all I have every day on my main page. Haha. All hate all day. Liberal tears keep us hydrated. Yes, I want to stay here and help y'all. I'll fly blind. I appreciate that. Keeping that YouTube traction going for me. Let's finish up a little bit of what they got to say. It's like a minute left.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement building. Not quite clear just yet if this was a targeted attack on ICE or if that just happens to be where it was set off. Again, all of this is under investigation. We're going to make sure to bring you any updates we get as we get them.
And this right here is, I believe, the wagon that he used. They said it was a wagon with a sign on it that said ICE out of our streets or something like that. So that's one thing too. Like Fox is in here telling us that they're here on scene. You see them standing right over here reporting, but here we are. They don't even know that there was a sign on the wagon. I just don't understand the news
in real time. It looks like they are set up, maybe zooming in on the scene there where the explosion or deployment, I should say, of the incendiary device took place. We're also not clear if there are any injuries or anything of that nature. Again, we will follow all of these developments and bring you much more here on Live Now.
All right. Well, I guess that was the end of that.
I know I need that camera. Shit.
I knew that. I know how to say your name. But, it's been a minute and I'm dyslexic, so forgive me. But I know. We'll leave it at that. What's y'all's logic here?
That's from
liberals. Yeah. Yeah. Sherry Snyder, I'm sick of liberals. Ain't we all? So sick. Back to the basics. That idiot Jolly Ginger isn't there. I think that's the name that got released. Come on, man. Stop giving away all the secrets. We getting into that. That's spoiler alert. He was a former U.S. soldier, U.S. Army soldier, Andrew Abector. Is that his name? Yeah, I know. I know. All right, let's get into the next report that they had out, because there was a few of them out, and I just want to see throughout. So we could see throughout the day the different things they were saying. We can gather that information throughout multiple different sources throughout the day, and then maybe we could actually figure out what really happened, because obviously none of them want to give enough information. So let's see the next report. I'm gonna go to CBS. if CBS would like to load.
We are continuing to follow that breaking news out of New York City. We are learning new details about an apparent explosion this morning outside 26 Federal Plaza in Manhattan. This is a building downtown where a lot of the federal offices are based. The building houses both Immigration Court and FBI's New York field office. CBS News has learned that a suspect was armed and attempted an assault on the facility. Joining us now to discuss this morning is former NYPD Sergeant Felipe Rodriguez. Sergeant, what are you hearing from your sources in this early stage of the investigation? What do they know and what are they looking for?
Right now, the most important thing is to identify the individual to start the investigation. We're trying to see his motives at this time. But the word is at this time that he was an individual that had a lot of anti-ICE sentiment going on. And, we're looking at a very serious case here. There's definitely going to be terrorism charges that are going to be brought about by this incident. And also we're going to be looking for accomplices to see anyone else either aided before or after the fact of this, attempted attack on the building.
So we are hearing that when officers encountered the suspect, he was attempting to stage an assault of this building. How would that response unfold without giving away too much in the way of intelligence when a suspect approaches a federal building with nefarious intentions? What's the protocol?
Well, we go into an immediate lockdown, then there's going to be a high threat response, where, we're trying to get out there as many officers as we can to repel if it's an active attack that's trying to get into the building. We're going to have officers respond with what we call heavy arms, which would be, either AR-15s or any other sort of heavy armament that we could have at the facility. And they're going to try to repel it at this time because, you can't let the enemy actually enter the building because it could be catastrophic. So this is something that's very serious. And like I said, this individual, what he carried out is on the level of terrorism, and depending on the damage or how the prosecutor wants to go, he could face the death penalty.
Oh, wow.
And he should face a death penalty. Doing terroristic attacks, especially domestic terrorism, you should have no grace. There should be no mercy on those type of people. You need either life or death. There's no in between. Because if you'll take it to a level to harm others that you don't even know, that are American citizens, your brothers and sisters through Christ, why would we allow you to be out in these streets? Why would we do that? There's no way that you could tell me that they would sit in front of any warden after they've been there and get life, and that warden would say, you know what, yeah, we're going to give them another chance. They wouldn't do that. It's not how that works. There's no point in even playing with it. He needs to get life or death. That's it. Those are the only options that he should get. This is absolutely insane. They have, and I don't get, why did he... So is this just supposed to be some type of statement and he was scared to actually go all the way through? Like, why did he light it outside? Why? I don't understand that. That doesn't make very much sense to me.
It could be a distraction. Or again, just to cause more ruckus, make yourself bigger than you actually are, make it seem like there's more than one attack point.
Yeah, but I mean, you would think, like, if you were going to do that, you should have an accomplice who's actually doing something on the back end, doing something else. Like, he just did it on the sidewalk. Like, I seen the video earlier, and I'll pull that up if I can find it, but they don't have it on YouTube. They're not going to have that type of stuff on YouTube. But I'll try to find it of him actually pouring the fire, or he poured something on the floor and then lit it. So I don't know if it was like some type of oil or something like that. And then apparently there was some type of device. But so this happened outside the federal building. New York Immigration Customs Enforcement HQ located there. So this is the headquarters. This isn't just the immigration building. This is the headquarters of Immigration Customs Enforcement. And the suspect was armed with an airsoft rifle, commercial grade fireworks, and attempted an assault on a facility. So this dude just screams stupid to me. I don't see how people think that they're going to get through with this. And then you bring an airsoft gun. What is that going to do other than get you killed when they see a firearm in the air? That doesn't make any sense to me. I'm just not understanding this logic. Danny said, if so, he's down the street at the bar drunk. I don't remember what you're referencing to on that, but I probably agree.
That was in relation to the Jolly Ginger comment.
Oh yeah. He probably is. Kim, I'm really just over the media. They talk out their ass while their foot is in their mouth. Yeah, I agree. That's why I have to break it down and go through each one. That's why I like to get on these lives, because I really get the chance to just sit down and look at different media outlets and see exactly what's really going on based off of getting it from everybody, honestly. It says, it says they write their own questions, Audie. I feel that. Just read he had a cart with other weapons and a bunch of anti-ice stuff, that he was yelling anti-ice while he was doing this and being arrested. Yeah, I seen that too. We're going to pull that one up as well. I'm definitely going to get into all of it. These are just the first reports of the day that they came out with. These were both dated 7-8 hours ago. All right. Such a crazy story. A U.S. veteran who doesn't like ICE, especially living in New York, where undocumented immigrants, See, I told you I can't read. Where undocumented immigrants take so much from the community resources and cause so much harm to the people living there. That doesn't make sense. Now, I agree. It doesn't make any sense, especially in a place like New York, where everything is being used up. And you get to see it firsthand how great the country is. Like, you get to see, okay, there's things that are so bad here that I don't want to be a part of. You would think that they would get tired of it, because you're starting to see a lot of the elders in Chicago get really tired of the behavior going around in their own neighborhood, in their own city. You would think that would start to happen in places like New York and California, but it doesn't. And that's the sad part, is it really doesn't. They keep getting fed this liberal crap, and it completely infiltrates their whole mindset, their thinking process. And they go out and do terrible things like this. It's not a good state of mind to be in when these liberals are absolutely brainwashing people. It's so sad. There are a lot of veterans that act like this. I agree. You know, the craziest thing is, I have, and most of the time, they're older black men that will comment on my post, and they're veteran. And it seems like they hate this country. I've had multiple veterans comment they hate America or screw America. I served and I don't care for America either. And I'm like, how could you say that? And you know what it comes from? It comes from the fact that a lot of people who served didn't serve because they wanted to serve our country. They served as a way out of the situation that they were in. They used it as a come up, and they didn't look at it as a service to the country. And so after they got their come up and they feel like they've accomplished what they needed in life, they got set up with the benefits that the military allowed them to have, which no other country in the world allows this. No other occupation will give you these type of benefits. I work for the state penitentiary 3 years. You know how many benefits I get? You know what check I get every month? None. No other agency does that but the Department of Defense. And so this is honestly something that people are they get so complacent because they're so coddled with all these great benefits and things that they start to become faulty in their mindset and realize they don't realize what they have here. They start to think that this isn't something that's great. And they wouldn't even be where they're at if it wasn't so great. It's just so sad to see it. I agree, Kim. And I'm sure you see that all the time, Des. We live in a military town. You see people, especially your age group, better than me. I see all the young soldiers. You see the older ones that are already retired, and they're probably already sick of the country. Unfortunately, it's crazy.
The number one thing is affordability.
Yeah, that's true.
They can afford, not even just their leisure, their basics, the food, the shelter, bills, And I guess if you consider Netflix and whatnot, I mean, that's on the borderline. If you got kids or whatnot, Netflix, Hulu and stuff, that's almost a necessity.
Man, Netflix goes up $5 every time I open the app.
But every plan you have when you get Netflix, keep it, because you need to go up on it.
For real, it's gonna go up. But I mean, yeah, it's an affordability issue in our country, but at the same time, this isn't something that Trump brought on. He's been here a year and a half. It was unaffordable before Trump got here. It was unaffordable the moment Trump left office in 2020. The literal moment he left, it became unaffordable. all of a sudden everything went crazy. All of a sudden, I mean, yeah, we had COVID, but they didn't help it at all. They didn't do anything to actually subsidize the issues that we had. They just continued to pile it up and shut more things down, and I then force you to get the jab. Like, really? Is this is y'all's solution? They didn't want to fix any type of inflation issues, but yeah, I get it. But at the same time, the last people who should feel some type of way about affordability are veterans. I mean, they get a man. These veterans who are retired make most people's salary with just their retirement check. They're making $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year with just their retirement check. Forget about the VA benefits. Like they're the last people who should be worried about affordability. And that's what gets me is they are saying things like that, which is crazy because they're some of the most privileged people. The people who go join the military, they're not there to serve. They're just there for opportunity, leave, and they're set up for life. And somehow they're upset that it's not affordable enough for them. I don't get that. Back to basics. Why we got to be old? All right, my bad. You guys are just extra not young. You guys are just really, really not young. Nah, I'm messing with y'all, man.
I like season.
You know, seasoned, not young, aged, whatever you want to call it.
This guy.
You know, real fine wine. You know, the real fine wine is aged for a long time. You know what I'm saying? It's not a bad thing. Hopefully one day I could get old. But, you know, I just got to stay away from these blue cities, and I should make it. Kim said, it's an absolute disrespect to all people who serve because they love this country. My grandpa was at Pearl Harbor. My uncle was on Pork Chop Hill. I almost laughed. But Pork Chop Hill. And they did it because they love this country. I agree. My entire family served in the military. I'm probably the only person who hasn't other than like my sisters or my sister and a couple of my cousins. But like I have cousins still in the military now in the Air Force. I have my brother who was in the reserves up until a couple years ago. You know, a lot of my family members served, and they appreciate this country. They love this country. It's sad to see. Sherry said, I lost my husband in 2020, motorcycle accident. I'm with a veteran now that can't get help from the VA. Wow. Yeah, and that's disappointing too. I do hear that. I do hear the VA doesn't like to help you guys a lot too. And I hate to hear that. I genuinely do. But I don't know if that's the situation for this gentleman that did what he did. I don't know if he's in a situation where it's back against the wall and his country won't help him. I think that a lot of these people are privileged to feel as if even what they're getting isn't enough, and they still hate this country, you know. And not speaking to the people who get what they earned and appreciate the country, but the people who get what they earned and don't appreciate it because you would have never had the opportunity if it was not given, and you wouldn't have taken the opportunity to serve if there wasn't all the benefits, you know, out there. Like most people, they join the military because of the benefits. They don't join the military because they're like, I would love to serve my country. They just don't. And not saying anything about your husband, of course. I'm sure that he's a proud veteran and that he was great, you know, did great service to our country. But I do hate to hear that, especially about the VA. Back to the basics. When I was young, for real, people. When I was young, for real. Oh, when you was young, for real, not. Okay, when you was young, for real, people I knew joined because they love this country. Now it's because their parents are going to toss them out the basement. That's a fact. That is the truth. Or it's because they're caught up in the wrong lifestyle and they don't know another way out of it. That's what I see all the time. When they ran through every resource they had, they joined the military. That's exactly what it is. Sherry said, I love this country with all my heart. You and me alike, Sherry. You and me alike.
I didn't realize that. Sergeant, let's talk about, you know, how this building houses not only immigration court, also the FBI's New York field office is there. You know, you just spoke a bit to this, but there must be extra layers of security there. And if there had not been, if this was a softer target, what potentially could have unfolded?
A softer target, you know what? This whole explosion could have been a distraction. And at that point, the individual could have accessed the building. You know, I've trained at 26 Federal Plaza. There's times that, you know, we have multiple training either with FBI or other federal law enforcement partners. And that building.
Let's take a look at him, y'all. This is the dirtbag who created a terroristic event on domestic land. This dirtbag right here. What a damn shame.
Well, him the hell down.
They treating him too good. I see them sling people around all the time. They treat him way too damn good. You know, let them shoot a cop. They're gonna beat him up. They should have did the same thing with him. Honestly, I have no, remorse for this terrorist. Genuinely, especially a domestic terrorist. Absolutely not. They should have hung him up, slammed him around. He should be laying in the bushes. They should have picked him up out the bushes, pulled him back in the building. That's the only way he should have went out.
I'm surprised they got this footage. This is too simple. They depict ice
right?
these monsters that like kill you at like the drop of a dime.
I know. That's what I'm saying. And you've seen a couple ICE people in there. I'm surprised they didn't have any crazy rhetoric about it. But hopefully this makes the left, and I'm going to say this, I know that it's probably not going to happen. You guys let me know if you think it's going to happen. Hopefully this makes the left be a little less, aggressive with the hateful rhetoric towards ICE and towards MAGA and towards Trump and towards the whole right wing. Like genuine, they really want to see us bleed. And I guarantee there's liberals right now who are happy about this. I guarantee it. I guarantee there's liberals right now on TikTok excited about this. And it's disgusting. It's really just disgusting.
Partners, and that building is heavily secured. I mean, if even you take a look at the exterior, it's one of the buildings that has to be one of the most surveilled buildings. You know, you look at the exterior, and every couple of feet we have some sort of CCTV camera. And with the type of equipment that we have now, it's continually analyzing people. So don't be surprised if the officers were already alerted. You know, it could have been to the identity of this person, or this person actually could have been a threat. And that's what we're looking at right now, the type of response, and the investigation is going to be ongoing for, the next couple of hours or days.
Right, you're still battling terrorism. Sergeant, I was reading that you were there on 9/11. You reported to Ground Zero. I wanted to thank you all these years later for your work.
Appreciate it.
Sergeant.
Thank you for your service.
Boy, ain't that what we was just saying? Last time I showed up, it was 9/11. Boy, I wouldn't have showed up this time. They would have had me banned.
I don't know if you peeped with the security guard in the bottom right.
Let me
Dude,
pull it back up. Let me see.
was just nonchalant. Like, you see the smoke, you see him pop
Oh
out.
yeah, he just chilling.
You see him pop out the cubby hole.
Alright,
He got his
yeah.
phone. Like, look at this. I'm about to get this.
You could tell he's a little seasoned too. You could tell. You could tell by the arch in his, like that slouch in his back. He been doing this for a minute. He's like, yeah, this is another day in New York.
Yeah, he was no rush.
If it ain't a bomb, it's a crackhead running up trying to stab me or something. This is another day in New York. Sherry said, my boyfriend now was my high school sweetheart. We lost track when he joined the Navy in 1979, and I ran into him in 2021 and reconnected. Well, congratulations to you guys. Yeah, that's cool. That's actually a neat story. There's not a lot of people who could say they ran into, their true love and brought it back. So, the left is jumping up and down, thinking someone finally stood up to the man. Yeah,
Probably. There's
I guarantee that there is that. I guarantee, and it's so sad because these federal agents had nothing to do with any of that. All they did was sign up for a job to feed their families, the same way this scumbag signed up for the military to do the same. And now they have to face life-threatening injuries because you felt some type of way. This is not standing up to the man. This is not it. If you really want to stand up to him, build your own community and do things better. Be stronger. Stop being a fucking victim. Like, we don't have to run in this Olympics of victimhood every single day. We just don't. We don't have to do that.
The broadcast I heard called it performative, quote unquote.
Yeah, I bet it was.
Aren't,
I
aren't,
bet they did call it that.
aren't all these performative? I mean, that's the whole point. But that's just, again, the way I think about things.
Yeah. Yeah. This is why the mainstream media just has to be stopped. We need to completely tear down these mainstream medias. They need to start reaching out to content creators to take these channels over. Genuinely. Give me a M. I'll pull up on CBS. Hey, CBS, hit me up right now. We'll turn it all around. I'm talking about y'all would be doing numbers. Fox, CNN, ABC, they ain't gonna have nothing on you. Get some real stuff on here. Hit me up.
Continuing to follow that breaking news out of New York City, we are learning new details about an apparent explosion this morning outside 26 Federal Plaza in Manhattan.
Forgot I just played this. Sherry said liberals are sick in the head. Aren't they really, though? They really are. Let me pull up the next one. So this one is, now we're gonna start getting into the updates. That's what we're gonna get into now. So this is CBS. And at first, y'all, I was cautious of CBS, but I think they're actually giving some information here. If this would ever load, liberals don't want to see me win. They just, doing some on Wi-Fi now. Ryan Keaton, your boy Ryan Keaton said, funny how Obama did and it was fine. Man, funny, hilarious, sickening. Man. The way they pick sides. Come on, load already. Hold up, y'all. It wouldn't be me getting on the real stuff if they didn't give me a technical difficulties.
A gray suit, a contractor with Allied that is employed to guard this building. And those three people and the two officers standing behind me in the blue shirts are the officers that intervened and took Mr. Erbach into custody. Well, he had him on the ground. An FBI agent jumped in and they put handcuffs on him and took him in the building. He is currently in custody and he has been interviewed. Erbach is a former United soldier. He was enlisted for approximately 4 years, serving from 2001 to 2005. He was a repairman or mechanic on Patriot missile systems.
What I tell you, he served 4 years. You know what happens when somebody serves 4 years typically, right? Mm-hmm. One or two things happen. Either they get discharged, either medically or dishonorably, or they only did it to gain the benefits and they didn't actually want to serve the country at all. Just like I said before. People don't go in for 4 years only if they actually want to serve their country. They go for a lifetime. They go for 20. They go for 25. Some of them, they don't even want to get out. They've been doing it for 25 years, and they have to. Their commanding officer has to tell them, "Nah, you got to put in your paperwork." Those are the true patriots. My father served 22 years because he loved the country, not because he just wanted to take from it. These are the people that just want to take from it. The people who serve these small terms. And that's not everybody. It's not everybody, but that's a sign to let you know that they were never really there to serve the country. They were there to get the benefits that the country has to offer. That's all it really was. That's how you know whenever you hear somebody sign for 4. They just want the benefits.
43 years old. There were injuries in this. 3 people were injured, minor injuries, 1 civilian and 2 government employees. Right now, our evidence response team is out working with NYPD and our New York Joint Terrorism Task Force to collect evidence, to conduct interviews. We have located a vehicle of Mr. Erbach's. We have seized that vehicle. We are procuring or obtaining a search warrant. Mr. Arabaka came armed with bad intentions. I will say that 26 Federal Plaza has long been a target of extremists, of terrorists, and today the extremism was brought here. The building was attacked. Mr. Arabaka was looking to injure people and harm people. He had 2 axes.
No, he was looking to kill people. He wasn't just looking to injure them and harm them. He was looking to kill people. He was hoping that fire, that incendiary device, whatever you want to call it, was going to spread to that building and really cause serious harm. That's what he was hoping to do. We can say whatever he was hoping to do now that it's all said and done, and we can pretend that it was just there to hurt people. No, he was there to kill people. He's a terrorist. And I agree with you, Ray Roach. We need to start executing terrorists, period. Period. The life sentence or the death sentence. That should be their only options. That should be the only thing that we're talking about when it comes to prosecuting a person like this. Ryan said they controlled Congress for more than 8 years and could have done what they wanted with it. I agree. They could have, and they didn't. And good evening, fellas. Good evening, Ryan. How's it going, man?
Sir.
Oh, so pretty much he did the bare minimum. Exactly. He did the bare minimum to get his time in, get his benefits, and leave. Ryan said, "That's crazy. When did this happen? Today?" Yep, it happened this morning, Ryan. This morning. Francis says, "My brother served 22 years Navy. My son did 6 years Marines and continues to serve in other ways. We are a patriotic family." And that's what I'm saying, Francis. I'm not saying that all people who do short terms are only in it for the benefits, but I am saying that a lot of them are. But what I will say, most people don't join the Marines if they're not looking to actually serve their country. So God bless your, exactly. Yeah, they don't join the Marines because it's something fun to do on a Tuesday. You know, they're doing it because they're ready to put in work for their country. So God bless your father, God bless your son, and God bless your family. I appreciate you guys serving for us. Ryan, when did we start valuing human life? Sometime between when Biden got into office and when he got out. Sometime between then, genuinely. And I heard you kind of like snicker a little bit. I wish I was joking. You know, like I wish it was a joke. I wish this was inaccurate. I wish I was off right now. I wish it was happening before, but we wasn't hearing about domestic terrorist events before Biden got into office. Just genuinely, we wasn't. All this rhetoric, and the only reason why you're hearing it even more is because you're seeing these same exact people. Like you're seeing the Democrats will sit here and go time and time again about Trump over and over and over, whether they're in office or out of office. They'll just keep bringing up the same hateful rhetoric over and over and over. And I agree with you. It could have been Obama as well. I think it might have been Obama as well as Biden because they really turned it left with Obama, all this racial divide crap. But I think Biden really secured that situation to be that way because, yes, there was a divide with Obama whenever he left, but it got even worse. They amplified it whenever he ran against Trump. Now it had to be everything was Orange Man bad. He's a racist. You're not black if you don't vote for me. Like, I found out that day I wasn't black. This whole time I thought I was half black, man. I found out I'm just white. I'm just white, bro. I didn't even know. Shit.
Didn't have black people like, yeah, I agree with him.
Yeah, I know.
Blew
and those are the same dudes. Those same Pan-Africans who be talking about who be watching Dr. Umar and shit. The only doctor without a doctorate. This shit is crazy. Brad Landon said they took God out of everything. This is the result. Exactly. This is the result. And now I seen somewhere that they were even trying to force schools to teach kids Arabic letters now instead of, they remove God, they remove putting your heart over your hand, but they're implementing Arabic letter. I don't get that. That makes no sense to me.
Arabic letters are
Autumn Michelle. Yeah. Autumn Michelle said, hey, what's up, Autumn? Y'all go check her out too. Great conservative content creator as well. Check her out. She gonna keep you entertained. For sure. Kim said, Autumn, welcome. Autumn's always welcome. She know. Sherry Snyder said, we didn't have all the Muslims here until Obama. We didn't have a lot of things here until Obama. We didn't have all these illegal immigrants here until, well, I mean, Obama was the deporter in chief, but after Obama, they started that, agenda. We didn't have all these alphabet communities. I mean, there was only so many letters in it. It was GAY. That was it. I don't know where all the other letters came from. We didn't have all this shit. We didn't have all this political divide. I mean, when I was younger, I never heard anybody tell me you're not black because you're mixed. I never heard that when I was a kid. But now I hear it everywhere I fucking go. And it's like, oh, okay, because when the police pull me over and pull you over, they're not going to do the same shit. All right, cool. When they describe me on the radio, they're going to say I'm black male. That's what they're going to say. That's how they describe it. If I do a job interview, guess what? My application, check black. I'm black. How it works. We're the only people who think that's not how that works. Ryan Keaton, an open conversation is gone also. Yeah, Muslims are everywhere now. People need to look into how they take over. Slow process to incorporate Sharia law. And see, I mean, it's not really just about the Muslim because there's people who are Muslims who aren't causing any harm, but it's about the radical Muslim, the ones who come from these different countries and they have their radical beliefs where they believe that what they're doing is actually for their faith or for their own country. Whenever they come over here and they completely destroy our country or ethnicity in every way that they can. I do know some good Muslims though. Like I do know some people who are great people who are Muslims. But I do know a lot of Muslims who just became Muslim because they were fresh out of prison or went to prison. And then I know a lot of them that come from different countries. And if you look at the three different types, they're all different. The people who are Americanized and they're Muslims, they're actually pretty good people, genuinely. The ones who are fresh out of prison, they're not real Muslims. If I'm being honest, they're just not. They did it for protection. Islam is like a gang in its history. And so whenever they need protection and they don't want to join a gang, they go Muslim. And then you have the people who come from different countries. Now, those people are extremely radical because it's not even just their religion, it's their culture of where they're at. They have a different culture and they intertwine that with their religion and it becomes so heinous. It really does. It's insane to see the difference. We don't really get to see it like that for Christian belief because you don't have any radical Christians like that out there. And you don't go to prison and become a Christian. Brett Landon, we all loved each other and vibe with everybody before Obama and his pedo pals. I agree with you, Brett. I agree. I remember when Obama got elected, it felt like the world changed. Back to the Basics says a black president was supporting Unite Us, and he divided us more than ever. Man, way more than you could even imagine. Maggie Kim said, "You're exactly right, Josh. It's the radical Islamists. That's it. That's it. It's not all Muslims. There's some great Muslims out there, just like there's great anything. If we do the same thing about ICE, we could say that there's some bad ICE officers who are too far gone and don't have any humanity. But at the same time, that doesn't mean they're all that way because there are a lot of good ones." Ed Jacobson, that's because Obama is a Muslim. Okay. I haven't heard that one before. But that's possible. That's possible.
Criticism.
He helped. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. He was part of the alphabet and then he made it part of our country. So I wouldn't doubt it. I genuinely wouldn't. You know, he got his zesty woman man over there. So probably. Trueheart says, if only 10% of all Muslims were radical, that still leaves hundreds of millions of crazy people running around the globe doing what radicals do. Yeah, I agree, but kind of once again, the same thing. We could say the same thing with the cops. Are we going to eliminate the police? Are we going to eliminate all law enforcement officers? We can't like, okay, what I want my audience to realize is We can't become like the liberals. We have to be who we are. If we start hating people just solely based off of a title or a label that they have, that's when we lose. That's when we become more like the liberals. That's when we start showing the liberals that maybe they're right about us, right? Maybe you got all these extremely radical people on the right and left, but we can't let that narrative of the radicals shape who we are on a day-to-day basis. That's just the truth. We can't let us become like these liberals. So we have to take it with a grain of salt, and we have to have grace. We just do. Brett Landon, you mean? Yeah, I mean Big Mike. You know I mean Big Mike, Brett. Big Mike. Let me get a Big Mike in the comments, y'all. If y'all think Obama has a man in the White House, or had a man in the White House. Maggie Kim said, preach it. We have to do better. We have to do and be better. That's exactly the truth. See, you notice, y'all, I don't know if anybody else noticed. As soon as I started talking about how we have to stop with the crazy rhetoric, all of a sudden, some people started falling off. All of a sudden, see, if you left because I said that, then I'm glad. I don't want you here because you're no better than a liberal. Genuinely. I'm here for the real message and the unfiltered truth, the unfiltered shit. Not this whole crap, this racist, this religion, that. No, I believe in my religion. I love God. I love Jesus Christ. It has nothing to do with you. And just because you don't love Jesus Christ doesn't mean that you're not still a human being who has good tendencies. It just doesn't.
With that being said, Josh, I'm gonna go ahead and drop off. I'm gotta get me something to eat and get ready for all work tomorrow.
Cool. Well, I'll catch you soon, Dez. I know we normally only run an hour, but I ain't even got through half of this yet.
Yeah,
so I'll probably be going for another
We're
hour.
about to get going. Appreciate y'all. Everybody in the chat, appreciate y'all. Y'all be good. Ryan, I'm gonna leave mine open so that way you can continue, and I'm gonna try to follow along as well.
Cool. Hey Ryan, if you want, you could always hop into my YouTube too and give me another concurrent viewer. So that always helps too. But either way, appreciate having you, Dez, and coming up here and keeping the conversation going. Yes, sir. You have a good one, bro. Raquel says, right, you can discard any group as a whole because there are a few bad apples. That's insane. Exactly. I agree. Brad Landon said, absolutely, Josh. Jesus said, love thy enemy. Amen, brother. That's the truth. Big Mike. Yeah, I knew what you were saying, can't. Yep. You can't do that. True Heart says, study history. First, the peaceful Muslims move in, then the radicals move in. You can't tell who is who. Once they think their numbers are high enough, that's when the problems start. This is how 57 nations fell to Islam in the first place. Once again, it's still the radicals, though. Like, I could literally say that same thing about any group of people. And I get that it's history, and I understand what you're saying, but we can't hold all these other people who are just citizens who did nothing wrong to us or nothing wrong to our country accountable for these radicals. We just can't do that. There are people who are very radical, and there's people who are almost to the point where they're very radical. And those people, yes, we need to address that, but we cannot stoop to the level of these liberals. We just can't do it. Maggie Kim said, I'm all alone here. Yeah, you need what's his name? Man, Ryan. You need Ryan to go over there and join you in the YouTube chat. Ryan, go ahead and join over on Unfiltered Logic 001 into the YouTube chat. Drop some comments in there, Ryan. Sure, you will say that until America becomes an Islamic nation, then what? It won't. The only way that'll happen is if people like you and me start cowering up and we don't continue to stand on our own beliefs and facts. It's not that we can't allow other people to come in. It's that we have to stay true to who we are. That's the issue. That's the issue that you get whenever you have, like, even the immigration, when people don't want to assimilate. They don't want to assimilate because we're too accepting of doing everything else. We want to go to the Taco Tuesday every Tuesday. Like, why is Taco Tuesday a thing in America? I don't know, but it is. We want to do everybody else's cultures, and we want to include it all in our livelihood. We don't need to do that. If they want to do that in your own space. We do what we do, and that's just how it goes. You know, we can't sit here and blame a religion of people. It's the same thing. Imagine I mean, think about it. It's the same thing they did to the Israelites. Not these fake Israel people, but the Israelites, the people who walked with Jesus. This is what they did to them. They shunned them. They did them like this for no reason, and all because of their belief. All because of their belief. Jesus got hung on a cross. And I'm not saying that these Muslims are Jesus. I'm not saying that by any means. But you have to realize this has been going on through history. Hatred breeds more hatred. The only thing that stops it is unity. That's the only thing. So we have to be working on bringing it together, not separating further. It's the same thing. There's people in the comments right now who go back and forth with black people every day. And what do? I say black, white, Mexican, Asian, whoever you are, be proud to be who you are. Be proud to be American. You hear me do the videos all the time. That's the point. You got to come together. You got to be proud of who you are. You got to be proud to be American. You got to be proud to just be a part of this situation. Like, this is a blessing to be here. And as long as you can be proud to be here and you could love our country and love thy neighbor, then you're welcome. You're welcome to be here. Janice Gabbard, any radical is dangerous. I agree. Any radical of anything, Muslim, anything, whether it's, radical left, radical right, it doesn't matter. The only thing we could do is tell them who the one true king is, Jesus Christ. I agree. That's all we could do. All we could do. And if they don't want to switch over, that's cool. Maybe you'll find your own journey through Jesus. We're not, it's not our role to make anybody conform to what we do. That's not what America is. Remember the Constitution, y'all. MAGA Kim, True Heart. The difference between us and America and the UK and other countries is we have pew-pews. Tell them. They can't come and invade us like that. Size, no talking to you. No talking to you to get you to see the truth. New York City, Dearborn, and a few other places I can name. I'll tell you what, True Heart, we agree on a lot of things. Let's agree to disagree on this one. Let's agree to disagree. It's all good. You're still a fellow patriot. Still love you. But we're going to agree to disagree on this one.
A hammer, a machete, and 3 knives, fixed blade knives. He had, as I said earlier, 6 incendiary devices or fireworks, and he had some other destructive items. Going forward today, like I said, we'll do more interviews. We'll collect more evidence, and we will, and I'll leave to Mr. McDonald to talk about charges. We take this very seriously. On his cart, he had a cart. He had anti-ICE literature on it. When he was being arrested, he yelled derogatory terms to ICE, used bad words, obviously. He is an anti-American, anti-government extremist. We know that from what he said. We know that from what he has said post-arrest. And we know that from what his actions that he tried to take today. So I will turn it over to Police Commissioner Tisch.
Thank you, Jim. Good afternoon. I am here to provide some additional details about this morning's incident outside of 26 Federal Plaza. This remains an active investigation, and the information that we have is still being gathered and is subject to change. At approximately 8:30 this morning, a call came in to New York City's 911 call center that there was an active shooter outside of 26 Federal Plaza in Lower Manhattan. 2 additional calls in the subsequent minutes reported an explosion and a male setting off fireworks at the location. Units from NYPD's 5th Precinct responded within 2 minutes of the first 911 call, and by the time they were on scene, the suspect had already been taken into custody by federal officers. The suspect has been identified, as you just heard, as Andrew Arabaka, 43 years old, of Poughkeepsie. He is believed to be a U.S. Army veteran. His last known address was up in Harlem. His vehicle, a black Toyota RAV4, was located parked in the vicinity of West 124th Street and Broadway, and that vehicle is subject to search pending a search warrant. The entire incident
pending a search warrant? Pending? That search warrant should already be there. Like, I don't understand why they drag their feet so much on these type of events. When you have assassination attempts, they drag their feet. They drag their feet, drag their feet. It takes 6 months for you to get any real information. The same thing here. Why are we? First of all, he's in custody. He's in custody. What do you mean? You need a search warrant. What? If I get arrested and I had a DUI, they're gonna search the car if they want to search the car. They don't need a damn search warrant. Like what the hell? Y'all let me know. Am I off? Is that insane? I think that's insane. Maggie Kim said, and those blue states don't have a pew-pew. Oh, yeah, I read that one already. Brett Landis said, Jesus loves you, true heart. Amen to that. Jesus loves you. The commissioner is a ding-dong. Man, Carmen Dez, you pull up on my YouTube and start commenting. You better join over on the YouTube. You ain't getting no credit for commenting on your own channel. True Heart said, suicidal empathy. That's all I'm going to say. I'll present my evidence to you in another way instead of trying to talk to you on here. We do agree on a lot of things, which is why I'm always open to hear what you have to say. No worries here. And that's what this is all about. So, respect to you. I appreciate you being able to have a difference in opinion and still continue to support. I appreciate that. That's what we're building. Kim said, I don't know. I'm not a cop, but I would kind of think that trying to bomb the federal building is probable cause enough to search his vehicle. And I get that, but I mean, even like the judge, as soon as the warrant goes towards you, you should have instantly approved it. That should have been no question. Carmen Dez said, how do you fight an opponent that doesn't follow the rules when you try to follow the rules? You whoop their ass because they're not following the rules. That's the only way. Kind of reminds me of Iran. Brad Landis said it's probably another government hit just like Charlie. You think so? I don't know. I don't think this one. There's still a lot more information. That's one thing I'll say. There's still a lot more information that's came out about this situation than it has about any of the other, domestic terroristic events. So that's one thing that makes me feel a lot better about this situation on how they're handling it.
Folded in view of an NYPD camera positioned on the southwest corner of Worth Street and Broadway. Video and witness statements describe the suspect's actions as follows. At approximately 8:30 a.m., Mr. Arabaka arrived at Worth Street and Lafayette Street in front of 26 Federal Plaza. Once he arrives, he ignites a bundle of what appears to be fireworks, which begin to smoke. He then goes back into his cart and takes out an airsoft rifle and proceeds to brandish it. And he appears to fire several pellets from the airsoft rifle. Next, he pulls out an orange bucket from his cart and runs towards the bushes along the building line.
Let's run that back. He did
and
what?
Proceeds to brandish. Goes back into his cart and takes out an airsoft rifle and proceeds to brandish it. And he appears to fire.
So this is the part that gets me. You got Allied Universal, the security company. They had security outside. They have multiple agents inside, multiple officers available to just apprehend him as soon as he starts brandishing the firearm. Why did we let him get this far? And in New York, it's not even a state where you can open carry. The gun laws ain't easy over there. They're strict. As soon as you've seen a firearm being brandished, that should have been a huge situation. They should have never allowed it to get there. And if they didn't see it, that's on those security officers. Whoever it was there needs to do better. They should be fired. Genuinely. They should be apprehended from their duty post. They should not be there anymore at all. When you allow something like this to happen, that is on you. When I worked at the prison, if something happened, if a fire got lit in the prison, guess what? Not only did I have to put out the fire by myself, but I was also accountable for anything that got burnt up because it was on my watch. Why did I allow that to happen? Then after that, I have to go in there and get the inmate while it's a smoky cell and pull them out in the fire, in the smoke, put the fire out, apprehend them. I have to do all that. That's how it should be on every level. You shouldn't be able to get away with this crap. I don't care if they're paying $17 an hour or $25 an hour. Step it up or find another job. Go work at McDonald's. But we can't have security outside of a federal building not actually securing anything. We need to do better. Like, and every single time we have a terroristic attack, it's always a security breach. Literally every time. There was a hole in our security. Every single time. Never fails. This is a damn shame. We have systems in place for a reason. We do. Let me see. Berlin said exactly. Dez, oh, you finally joined over on my channel, Dez. Finally. Sheesh. Nah, I'm just playing with you, man. Maybe they need this event to form a narrative. What other narratives can they form, man? They've already formed the narrative. Hopefully, if it's a narrative, it's on our side. Shit, at this point.
Several pellets from the airsoft rifle. Next, he pulls out an orange bucket from his cart and runs towards the bushes along the building line. He dumps the contents of the bucket, an incendiary liquid, between two sets of bushes along the perimeter of this property and ignites a fire. Federal agents and officers then run up to the subject, subdue him, and take him into federal custody. On the scene was recovered, among other things, 2 airsoft rifles and the container with the flammable liquid. Also affixed to the suspect's cart was a sign reading "Ice off our streets." During the incident, the suspect was wearing a military-style helmet. This incident occurred along federal property, and the NYPD is supporting the federal government in their investigations. Charges are yet to be filed. Our work with the Joint Terrorism Task Force and the Southern District of New York is critical to keeping our city safe, and I commend the federal agents and contractors and officers who responded to the threat this morning. Now I'm going to turn it over to Deputy United States Attorney Jamie McDonald.
Thank you. I'm Jamie McDonald, the Deputy United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York. As you can see, we're here in response to an incident this morning that took place just behind us here at the Jacob K. Javits Center, which houses dozens of federal agencies and thousands of federal employees. I want to thank the work of our law enforcement partners whose rapid response led to the neutralization of the threat and the immediate turn to evidence collection and investigation. Our office, the Southern District of New York, led by the National Security Unit and the General Crimes Units, are working closely with the FBI, the NYPD, FPS, and others to investigate this matter. As you've heard, one individual has been taken into custody. Our investigation is continuing, and we will keep the press and the public updated on charges. Thank you.
All right, time for a few on-topic questions.
I don't know why this doesn't want to pause, but and I heard that Zohran Mandani spoke about this situation, but I don't see anything about him speaking on it. Did he really have something this tragic happen in his own home area, his own turf, and he didn't even mention it? He didn't speak on it. He didn't address it yet. What does that say about the situation? That's what I want to know. What does that say about the situation? That should be the first person speaking on it. Kim said, or distraction. Good call. This, yeah, it could have been a distraction. Brett Landon said, more and more are coming back to Jesus, so the devil is working extra hard now. That's it. That's the truth. I'm looking for Zohran speaking on this situation. I don't think I can find it. I don't think he spoke on it. Let me see. I'm going to see if I can find it, and then let me see. If you guys have it anywhere, if you guys have seen it, send it over to me, and I'll pull it up. Let's see what else is going on. Did anybody speak on it? Seems like nobody has said anything about it yet. But they did ID him. All the, important people, I guess, spoke on it. Let me see. Is this? Okay. I got it now, y'all. I'm about to pull it up so we can take a look at it. Let me see if I can full screen this. I don't even know if you can. Full screen. Yeah. Okay.
What occurred outside of 26 Federal Plaza this morning was deeply disturbing. I'm relieved that no one was seriously injured and that a suspect is in custody. My team is in touch with our NYPD, and we will be supporting the federal investigation. Our administration will continue to ensure that every New Yorker is safe in their city and that we hold anyone accountable who threatens them.
I'm sorry. Are they going to hold themselves accountable? Does anybody know if they're going to hold themselves accountable for all this hateful rhetoric that they keep putting towards ICE, Trump, everybody else? Is anybody going to hold them accountable? Or do they get to slip through the cracks? We're just going to blame the person who actually reacted, not the person who's been firing the flame the whole time. We're going to be mad because the popcorn pop. We're not going to blame the kettle for being hot enough. Is that what we do? That's what we do now. Kim said, why would he? He wants all the police gone no matter how it happens. Yeah, I didn't think he spoke about it. That little bitty, it was literally a 30-second short. Like, that's all he had to say about the whole situation. He said, probably not. It's federal. Trump needs to do better, LOL. Trump needs, what did Trump do? Oh, shit. You sounded like a liberal, Des. Kim said, he is so full of shit. I need my hip waders. Haters? Something like that. Yeah, they're all full of shit, if you ask me. All these liberal politicians, whether it's New York, Chicago, California, none of them give a shit about our country. They really don't. Let me see if there's anybody else who spoke on it. I want to see did you guys see Trump speak on it yet? I want to hear what Trump has to say. That's what I'm really interested in seeing. I'm looking for it. I don't see it yet. Let me know in the comments. Have y'all seen Trump say anything about this yet? Yeah, I don't see hardly anybody else speaking on it. I mean, it's been a whole day. I'm surprised we haven't heard anything. Well, y'all, if nobody else is speaking on it, let me know. Is there another topic we should get into today? Is there something else that we should talk about today? Because if there's not, I might hop off. But if y'all think there's something else worth talking about today, we can get into it. Sorry, y'all, playing with the cameras. Let me know. Mike Lee. Yo, what's up with it, Mike Lee? My boy Mike. Brad Landon. I haven't. They have Cash said anything? I don't know. Let me see. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. See, I was expecting somebody like that to speak out, whether it was Trump, Cash Patel, JD Vance. I really did expect for their no. They sure didn't. That was old news. Yeah, they haven't spoke about it yet. Which is crazy because he's the director of the FBI. You would think that he would have spoke about it. Salute to you, my boy. Let me see. Let me know, y'all. Is there anything else that we should get into while I'm here? I don't see anybody else who spoke about it. I wanted to hear from, somebody on the right or something speak about it. I'm not hearing anything else about it. Let's see. What else is going on today, y'all? Let me check the news feed. See if there's anything else we need to talk about before I hop off. Okay, let's take a look at this video. This is the actual act of what he did. We could actually see what happened. Trueheart, you can keep looking it up. I'm gonna still be on here for a minute if we still got stuff to talk about, so no worries. He pours the gas, oil, whatever that is, lights the fire. He lit himself on fire at first. His foot was on fire. This dude is not very smart. He runs off. Why would they move the camera from him to show these two officers? That doesn't make much sense to me. I just don't get that part. Officers come over. He's still standing in this area right here. They rang him up real good. Okay. So a round of applause to these officers who actually acted immediately, put him straight down. See, at first it was just that one guy. He held him up pretty good. That was a good. He actually did the proper tactics. Actually disarming him, making sure he had at least secured one arm or more, but at least one arm, and securing the upper side of him. Whether it's his body, his head, his neck, something like that. Securing his arm. That was a good job by them. So I'm not mad at that, but I do feel that before this situation, let's look back because I want to see, and that's weird to me that it doesn't show. They're zoomed in so much, you can't see where the federal officers are. So there's nobody over here, but then all of a sudden everybody popped up. That's the one thing that bothers me. Is nobody's over here, and then all of a sudden, agents just come out of everywhere. There's an agent coming down from over here. There's an agent that's gonna pop out over here. There's two agents right here. This is what I'm talking about. See this security booth? See this security booth? You can clearly see him. You can clearly see. That is in line of sight. They did nothing to prevent this. All of them need their jobs taken. Every single last one of them. Brett said, I enjoyed the interaction, brother. Have a great night. God bless. God bless you, Brett. Thanks for joining in. I'll be live every Monday, Wednesday at 5:30 and every Saturday at 11. So come and have a conversation with me again. Man, Kim, it's really crazy. He wasn't even on the scene. Yeah, nobody was on the scene. True Heart, 1 sec, looking up something or looking something up. The new directive about political violence, read it earlier. Okay. So just looking back at this, that's what I'm saying. All of a sudden, everybody pops up. Why did nobody prevent this? And this is somebody recording from their window. Looks like it was in a hotel or something, or an apartment. Brought him down quick. Look at these dudes. I can't even get through the fence. He threw something else in there. Then he tries to run back. So he had the opportunity. He had the opportunity to come over here, pour this out, light it, run all the way back, grab something else, run all the way back over here, throw something, run all the way back before they got him. This is what I'm saying. It's really hard to back law enforcement when they're not actually preventing any crime. If they're only there for, reactive measures, it's kind of hard to trust them. It really is, especially in a place like New York. All right. Well, I guess that's pretty much what happened there. No point in rewatching the same replay over and over. Let's see. Is there any other information about this? Does anybody know of any other information that's came about this that we need to talk about? Okay. Here's what we could talk about. Did this just happen? Hey, who here has heard about the shooting of an officer and a woman in Albany Park? Has anybody heard about that, y'all? The shooting of a woman in Albany Park. Chicago PD and Mayor Johnson are discussing this. I know this is kind of a left turn to what we were talking about, but I think this is interesting too. And let's see.
Okay, we ready? All right, good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm Superintendent Fred Waller. Sometime today before 11 a.m. In the 4600 block of North Springfield, officers responded to a call of a person shot at that location. At that time, officers found an older female who was shot. We found that person to be critical. Officers administered first aid and CPR and waited for an ambulance to come. Officers secured that area and found that through information, a male was inside and had a teenage female and another older female who we think may be his girlfriend. As this incident unfolded, it was found to be domestic in nature. After securing that area, the 17th District officers called SWAT. SWAT responded, and as they began to try to breach that door, that offender fired through the door and wall and struck the SWAT officer in the lower abdomen. That officer was subsequently brought here to Illinois Masonic Hospital, where he almost immediately went into surgery. That officer right now is stable and is being seen by his family. As that scene continued to unfold, the officers continued to negotiate with that offender who was inside with the two females. He subsequently released the both females who were battered, and officers wait.
So we just having all Democratic cities all over the place. This is what we have. Hey, True Heart, send that to me on my Facebook DM, and I'll be able to pull it up. I can't click the link in the comments, but if you DM me on Facebook, that same link, I'll pull it up. But yeah, you just have all over the place. In a blue city near you, there's crime, terroristic behavior going on left and right. They can't control their cities. They can't control their cities. And look at these police officers standing behind them. Not one of them have a face that shows that they feel that they're supported. They all seem like they have hard days. None of them seem like they ever have any support from their superiors. You don't see it at all. Mayor Johnson, this clown right here, he's the original Mandani. He's the original Mandani. So everything you're seeing in New York, expect these same type of things to happen in Chicago.
Able to negotiate with him, and he subsequently, without further incident, surrendered. Officers took him into custody, and he's now at Area 5 Detective Division being processed. Those two other females, the juvenile female and the adult female, are at Stroger being treated with non-life-threatening injuries. I'll now introduce our Mayor, Brandon Johnson.
Thank you, Superintendent Waller, and good afternoon, everyone. We are incredibly grateful for the swift and accurate work of our police department. This is yet another reminder.
See that? I heard him to say it. He don't care about that police department. He don't care not one bit about that police department. Chicago is a wreck. You don't care about a police department when your city is, titled Chirac, nicknamed Chirac. You don't care about your police department whenever you have a war zone in your city every day, every holiday. There's a mass shooting. Forget about bombings. These dudes have mass shootings every weekend. Every weekend. 20, 30, 15, anywhere. Guess a number. Any number in the double digits. That's how many people died on any given night in Chicago. It's a damn shame.
How hard this department works on behalf of the people of Chicago, but it's also further indication that our officers
That's the truth right there, Kim.
show up.
That's exactly what it is.
To a variety of scenes. It is unfortunate that domestic violence exists in the way that it does in this city, but we are grateful that our police department, as well as our SWAT team in particular, that they were able to de-escalate the situation and prevent further harm. This officer, as I understand, is now recovering with their family, and I'm calling on the entire city of Chicago to continue to pray for our police department and our first responders, and of course keep the specific family in prayer, along with those victims who suffered harm as well. So thank you again, Superintendent Waller, and I'll pass it back over to you.
And that's all he has to say. That's all I wanted to see, what he had to say. Every time I see him speak about a situation, I just have to see what he has to say, because he's always full of shit. He never really has any real sympathy for any of these people. He is a failure to himself. He's a traitor to his city. He's a traitor to his country. Politicians like those, you don't need international enemies. With politicians like those, you do not need international enemies. We need to get the Mendanis, the Mayor Johnsons, the Eric Adams, the Gavin Newsoms. We need to get them all out of here. We need to get rid of them immediately. We should never have to deal with another politician like that. All this vote blue crap, let me tell you what. If you give a Democrat a fish, he'll eat for a day. But if you teach him how to fish, he gonna steal your ride, steal your wallet, claim the lake was on stolen land, try to tax the lake, and then turn around and blame it on Donald Trump. Just read the book, y'all. It's in the book. They're not hiding the information from you. Go check out Diesel Grease's book. Read it. Y'all will figure it out. It's America's HR. We just telling you the truth. But look, y'all, we had a good show today. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I appreciate all of my MAGA family network tuning in and supporting me today. All the typical viewers, thank you guys again. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that share button. Once again, we need to bring awareness and conversation to these situations. I think this was a really good live stream. I appreciate the different opinions dropped down in the chat. You guys have a blessed one. I'm going to play a little bit of music, let you guys hear the new song that I just wrote. You guys let me know in the comments if you guys like it. I'm going to be right on the side of here. So.
America's beautiful, the greatest place to be. I've been waking up early, there's a vision to achieve, a future to be built for my kids and my family. Don't want to hear the lecture lexers. They won't control me. I keep speaking how I feel and saying what I see. They want to shut us up, but I don't scare easily. I'm a proud patriot, stand on the freedom of speech. Never been the type to ever bend a knee. They want to use rhetoric, call me Uncle Tom. When I tell them let's build and move on, I ain't chasing lights, I'm chasing something real. Grinding for my family, that's the only deal. Every morning's a fight before the sun's even up. Coffee black, mind sharp, already had enough of the noise of the games of the same old song. I know who I am and I know where I belong. I don't need your label to tell me I'm free. They keep spinning stories, keep painting me wrong, but I keep my head up, keep marching along. Can't buy my silence, can't buy my vote. I write my own verses, I steer my own boat. They call it division just cause I disagree. Funny how unity only goes one way to me. I love this country enough to speak the truth out loud. Not the kind of patriot that just follows the crowd. Freedom ain't free, but I ain't backing down. Don't need a savior, don't want your game. I keep the hammer, I like the flame. Build with these hands, not your comment section, not your script. This road ain't bending to your correction, correction. America's beautiful, the greatest place to be. I've been waking up early, there's a vision to achieve, a future to be built for my kids and my family. Don't wanna hear their lectures, they won't control me. I keep speaking how I feel and saying what I see. They wanna shut us up, but I don't scare easily. I'm a proud patriot, stand on the freedom of speech. Never been the type to ever bend a knee. You hear that? Yeah, David. You hear that? That's the sound of the front door closed. Should've knocked, climbed to the window. Don't blame me, that's just how the story goes. You hear that? That's the sound of the front door closed. Should've knocked, climbed to the window. Don't blame me, that's just how the story goes. I'm a proud American, bleed red, white, and blue. I say the quiet part out loud, cause I'm speaking the truth. Ain't sorry for a border, ain't sorry for a fence, ain't sorry for the law, making plain sense. There's a front door standing wide open, been there for years. Paperwork, patience, background checks, no tears. But now you want it quick, you want it now. So you climbed on through and you still want sympathy. How? No apology, no, not today. Law's a law around here, that's all I gotta say. You hear that? That's the sound of the front door closed. Should've knocked, climbed to the window. Don't blame me, that's just how the story goes. You hear that? That's the sound of the front door closed. Should've knocked, climbed to the window. Don't blame me, that's just how the story goes. Don't get mad when we back to blue. Don't get mad when the answers deport you too. You want my tax dollars, want the benefits stacked, want your baby born here so you don't have to go back. No, hell no, that ain't how it goes. You overstayed your welcome, now it's time you go. Don't blame me, that's just how the law goes. You can come back but not without getting citizenship. You don't love this country, you love what it can give. You don't love the check, love the free ride, not the way we live. You hear that? That's the sound of the front door closed. Should've knocked, climbed to the window. Don't blame me, that's just how the story shouldn't I? That's just how the story goes. Ain't no capping in my logic, this that real tall vibe. From the south where the grind don't die, we survive. Mind sharp, money right. Truth be the topic. Welcome to the game. This unfiltered logic. Ain't no sugarcoating here, just truth in the topic. Speed facts, not feelings, that's unfiltered logic. Pain made the hustle made profit. I learned from the struggle, now I profit off logic.